Very good evening, Lina.
Okay. Okay, now let's start the conversation with consultants episode 45. I am Rima Kumari, HR Associate and ECR Coordinator of SKNG.
Hello, good evening everyone. I am Puja Kumari, HR Associate and OD Coordinator of SK Associates in Group, and we both are your host for today talk show. So please introduce yourself, Miss Puja Thakkar.
Hello, everybody. My name is Puja Thakkar, and I am CEO at All India Mission of Computer and Vocational Training, as well as I'm a trainer with Gujarat government for their KCG programs. I also do trainings for corporate and personal clients. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Nice. Moving ahead, the only things that stand between you and your dream is the will to try and believe that is actually possible. It's a beautiful quoted by Joel Brown. So, with this quote, I would like to bring our talk show name Conversation with Consultants with episode 45 of our guest talk series.
Before we begin our talk, so let me briefly introduce SK Associates and Group. We are an ISO certified management consulting firm registered under the MSMET Act 2006 with the Government of India. Our mission is to provide consulting services to student entrepreneurs globally, covering areas such as compliance, operations, marketing, research, and development. Our passion lies in helping these budding entrepreneurs bring their dreams to life and contribute to economic growth.
Entrepreneurship is a catalyst for change and innovation. It's a powerful force that can reshape industries, transform lives, and make the world a better place. We are committed to supporting student entrepreneurs on their journey, equipping them with the tools, knowledge, network they need to succeed.
Now, before we begin our show, let's take a moment to introduce our guest for today. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome Puja Thakkar, CEO AIM CVT India, to this special event. We are truly honored by your presence today and we are thrilled to have you share this momentous occasion with you. We would like to start this interview with our first question. What inspired you to become a CEO and soft skills trainer?
I have been a professor for a longer period of my time. And during my technical teaching, I have realized that students have a lot of good technical knowledge. There are a lot of students that I had who were great with technical knowledge, but they somewhere lacked soft skills. Like, how do you speak in public? How do you give interview? How do you represent yourself perfectly fine? Now, all those reasons led me to my path of being a soft skill trainer. I have been trained by ICBI and CVT. And after that, I started my journey as a soft skill trainer. With that, I also was passionate about teaching from almost I'm teaching since I was in fifth grade. So it's been long years and I love teaching. So All India Mission of Computer and Vocational Training is our organization. We work for vocational and soft skill training literacy. We work for vocational literacy as well. So that's how I have joined AIMCVT and I'm a soft skill trainer.
Okay, nice. Moving ahead, your next question is how do you define success in your personal and professional life?
So basically, success has a lot of different definition for all people. For me, success is something where I feel, passionate about doing that task. When I don't get bored with my work, that is success for me in my own field. And trust me, I do not love anything more than teaching and training. I love facilitating in trainings, and it gives me a lot of joy when I see my audience, getting their objective fulfilled. So that is my success, and I always believe that I'm successful at that task.
Great. Uh, your next question is how do you balance strategic decision making with hands on leadership?
Strategic decisions related to leadership. So it happens a lot of time that being a CEO at AI Civity, I have to take a lot of decisions that are not nice, in the normal terms. So what I believe is that the process and the journey helps a lot. All of my experiences till date, I also hear a lot of trainers, lot of CEOs, I hear a lot of leaders, and through their experiences also, I have learned a lot of things. So what I do is whenever there is some kind of problem or task at hand for which I have to take decision, I go through the root cause if there is a problem. We understand the root cause. We take help from the people surrounding us. I talk to my mentors and then collaboratively with all stakeholders, decision at hand, we take that decision. It helps a lot of times that, people say that you should learn from your experience. But I believe that not just from my mistakes, but I also learn from the mistakes that are happening, around me, so that helps a lot. I also have a keen interest in attending a lot of webinars and seminars of people. That also gives me a lot of motivation and knowledge that I require to take those decisions.
It sounds good. Your next question is, how do you handle failure and stay back in your career?
Uh, See, failures, as all of us get a lot of failures, and again, I would say that is a day to day challenge that I would say. But just because I've got one failure, I will not just sit at home and I'll start crying. Obviously, I feel bad whenever I get fail at something, but I take a moment. I don't just, believe that you should just go through it. I believe that I'll take that moment. I'll feel sad for that moment. And then after I'm okay, I'm normal on my tone, then I'll think of why I failed on that task. I will go through that root cause of why I have failed. I'll find out all the reasons. I'll try and note down all the reasons why I failed. And then I'll try to work on it one by one. Obviously, you cannot work on all the reasons at one time. But yes, I try one by one that I try and solve those reasons through which I got failed. And I apply again. I start that work again. Failure never has stopped me in doing something. It's been almost what, 7 years in the field, more than 7 years in the field on paper, on resume CV, though I have a lot of more experience before that as well during my college years. But I feel that failure could have never stopped me. And that's what I also teach my a lot of my students as well. That if you fail, that means you have at least tried. A lot of people do not even try. You are lucky. You should feel proud of yourself that at least you tried and failed, right? So I'm always happy that I've tried. I never feel sad, guilty, all those emotions whenever I fail. So that's a good thing for me.
Okay, great. Your next question is, where is your daily routine as a CEO and trainer?
So, to be being very honest, there is nothing like a whole routine as in. But whenever I have trainings, the trainings are generally of 4 5 hours in a day. So I'll start with my day. If the training is in the morning, then I'll start my day with the training. I'll complete my training. I'll get some lunch, and then I'll go head office to my office. Um, and if there is no training from morning to evening time, I am at my office. There are a lot of meetings that are happening around, but mostly my meetings are online. This technology has made everything so easy that you can have your phone, your laptop, and you're good to go for everything. So even if I'm at home or office, doesn't make any difference. But yes, being into your own business has this benefit that you don't have to set a complete routine. At days, you're really busy that you get free by 9, 10 in the night. And there are a lot of days when you are like that, you want to take free day at after 4 o'clock, you're free. So yes, there are pros and cons, but yes, this is kind of a routine.
Okay. Moving ahead, your next question is, what are the top three qualities every leaders must have?
uh, as a leader, I would say the first and the foremost quality is your self representation and communication, because the way you represent yourself and the way you represent your ideas has to be at par, right? Because as a leader, you have to lead a lot of people. A lot of people are depending on what you are going to, show them. And if you lead them by example, nothing better than that. So, as a leader, the first quality that I believe they should have is having good self representation and communication. The second, I would say empathy and emotional connection. Because having a lot of people around, you have to be aware of their emotion as well as your own, right? If you are good at empathy, you will be able to understand them a lot better and guide them a lot better. Because see, no, not all fingers are same, correct? So not all employees are going to be same. If you have that empathy, you are going to understand their emotion and you're going to connect with them better, right? So if you connect them well, they are always going to be on your side. And as a leader, obviously, you will need people around, loyal and good people around. So if you want to make sure that loyal and talented people are around you, you have to understand that. You have to connect with them. And the third quality I would say is um, time management skills, because time and stress both, I would say. Because if you can manage your own time better and you are going to give your employees, your team that example, they are always going to be better. See, here I'm not talking about how many hours they should work or, because in my opinion, it's the quality of work and not the quantity of work they do. So if they do proper time management and stress management, they are going to induce that in their team as well. Because ultimately, the team is going to be how the leader is, correct? So these three are approximately, I would say, 100% best leader qualities.
Okay, next question. Why do you believe soft skills are crucial in today corporate world?
It actually not just crucial right now, it has always been crucial. It's just that the awareness has started coming into the picture now. See, everybody who has to work has to represent themselves. We say that you have to sell yourself, in order to in corporate world. So, in order to sell yourself better, you need to have that those qualities. See, even though I'm best at my technical knowledge, but if I can't represent, if I can't speak properly, if I can't show my project to the client properly in good manner, I would say there is no meaning of it, right? Even if I'm best at the technical knowledge, I have best technical knowledge here, but if it doesn't come out from here, right, if I can't answer your question, it is not going to make any difference, right? Even though, so a lot of students say that, ma'am, my communication is not so good, my technical is very good, then still why I can't clear the interview? And my only question to them is, if you can't speak, how would the other person know that you're good at technical, right? Because see, marks, you can get marks by just, uh, mugging up everything, right? Return knowledge is good. I agree that technical is required. Technical and soft skills are kind of two sides of a coin. You are going to require both of them if you want to succeed. So, in today's age, it is more relevant because one, we have awareness of it, and second, because there's a lot of competition. If I would say there are almost more than lakhs of engineers every year passing out from college. Now, do you think companies has this many requirement? Yes, they have this many requirement. But what I will do with a person who cannot speak properly? What will I do with a person who do not know how to behave in a meeting? What will I do of a person who cannot complete a task in whole day, right? Who cannot manage their stress? So now, because of the competition and because of the market, these skills are something which every person requires, whether it's you, me, everybody around us. You know that even on household helps, even they require soft skills a lot. They have to manage their time so well, right? So corporate, any corporate, if you go for technical, non-technical, anything that you go for, soft skills are a must in today's generation.
Nice. Moving ahead, your next question is, what is your vision for AIMCVT in the 5 next year?
Um, Vision, I really want to reach to all the rural areas. We want to reach at every corner. I'll say right now our goal is Gujarat, though we are expanding, but right now our goal is Gujarat and surrounding. Okay. We want to reach to every corner of Gujarat, and we want that everybody should have that basic skill of computer, because see, right now if you see, computer is a must. Just think about it. If we do not had that computer ka knowledge right now, do you think we would be able to connect? No, right? So right now, in whichever field you are, okay, computer is a must skill, and we want to reach to every corner, and we want to give this literacy, computer literacy, to everybody. You know, uh, there might be an argument that right now everybody knows computer. No, that is not true. There are a lot of people who do not know how to use a computer. They don't know how to use a Word, Excel, PowerPoint thing. They don't know how to use this, online platforms. And we want to teach them everything. Though we have reached to blockchain, cyber security, all those big terms, right? But there are a lot of rural areas where this basic knowledge of computer is also not there. We want to reach to those areas. We are having all the advanced courses with us, but we also want, our main vision that is that we want to reach to all of us. Everybody should have that right of having computer knowledge. And with that also, we also want to reach to people who want good skills, because in order to earn, you need some kind of skill, right? So we want to give them those skills that can earn them their living. That is right now what is the vision of AIMC.
Okay. Moving at next question. How do you, sorry, can you share a memorable success story from one of your training programs?
Definitely. So the recent training, there was 10 days training at Sri Swaminarayan College, and there was one student. The first second day there was 10 days training. So for the first day, he was very shy and he won't speak much. I have tried with including him in the. So he will go with the group, but he won't come on stage. So I've noticed that. On the second day also he came, but he couldn't speak much. Then I have set him and I've asked him that, what is the issue? So he has shared the story that, ma'am, I was in fourth, fifth standard and there was elocution competition at my school, and I have participated, but I couldn't speak. I forgot everything while I was in the stage, and the whole audience was laughing. Ma'am, after that day, I haven't gone on stage, even not even a smaller stage. I have not spoken up even in class to give an answer. I said, okay, no problem. We understood the root cause. Then every time I try that, he'll just come on stage, he'll speak one or two lines, and then he can sit. I didn't pressurize him much because otherwise he'll stop coming to the training. because it was optional for the college student. On the 10th day, he came on stage. He has given the whole speech of a paragraph, almost of 3 minutes, and he was so happy. Even I was really very happy. He said that, ma'am, this is the first time after that school incident. So it's almost, he was in final year BCom, okay, of bachelor's. This many years, after this many years, I could come on stage. I have given the whole speech of this long time, and I was not nervous. I was nervous in the beginning, but then while I was giving speech, I was not nervous at all. And probably, that is a fuel. That is a fuel for people like us. That makes us going. And trust me, in every training we go, every training I go, every time there is one or the other participant who has crossed that boundaries of his own, who has crossed that limitation of his own, and those kind of success stories are more than anything in the world. They mean a lot to me.
Okay, moving ahead, your next question is what books or mentors have had the biggest impact on your journey?
Uh, so I would be very honest. I read books, but not in that normal format. I never remember what kind of books that I'm reading, though I read the summaries of it. But yes, there are a lot of mentors that I'm inspired from. Mr. Sandeep Maheshwari, Santosh Nair, my father, then Kaniyalal Thakkar, his name is, then Sanjay Raval sir. I have heard a lot of um, motivational speakers, trainers, and I get inspired from all of them. See, everybody that I heard to, I get inspired from. Okay, but what I do is whatever I have learned from those trainings or what I've learned from those sessions, I try and remember that. I try to write those summaries. Even right now in my phone, in note session, I have the whole page of it. Whatever I learn from this kind of trainers, I make sure to write it. Whatever I learned from one of the books that I was reading casually, I'll try and write it. So it helps me in making my own person. I won't say that I'm summary of all of this. No, I'm completely unique. But yes, I get inspired from all of it. There are a lot of reels that I go through on daily basis. See, we all have a habit of scrolling, right? So I also learn a lot of things from a lot of influencers. Though I don't remember who was who, but then yes, I learn a lot of things from which I go through. Even on daily basis, I meet a lot of students. I meet a lot of corporate people. I try and learn something from that as well. I on first day only. I always say that my trainings are not where I'm the trainer and you are going to be the learners. It's a vice versa. You teach me something, I'll teach you something. So if you don't teach me anything, I'm not going to teach you anything. So that is a vice versa series that goes on my trainings.
Yeah, it was nice. Next question is, how do you stay motivated and inspire others?
I'm not sure whether I inspire others or not, but yes, I stay motivated. I believe in both kind of motivation, intrinsic and extreme external motivation as well. For external motivation, as I said, I read something or I hear a lot of sessions of different motivational speakers or trainers. I get to know a lot of things, and that makes keeps me going. The most important part is that I know that what I want to achieve. I know that whoever I meet, whoever I talk to, they should get something out of it. All the conversation that I have, the other person should also get something out of it. That is the motto that keeps me motivated most of the time. Yes, there are down times. It's not that motivational speakers or trainers do not get, low on life. We also get low on life. But a good song, maybe a good coffee, a good conversation, anything will help. You never know what is going to hit you at what time, right? So, yes, that's how I get motivated. And about influencing or motivating others, I always tell them to find out their why. If you find out your why you are here, doesn't matter what you are doing right now or what you want to achieve. If you know exactly what kind of feeling do you need to have, you are good to go. You are always going to be motivated about
It sounds good. Moving ahead, your next question is what are the most common soft skills gap you see in professional?
it. Actually, there are a lot, uh, but I would try and summarize it in a little space. Um, Communication, one, a huge gap, I would say, because I met a lot of people who are great with their knowledge, their field knowledge, their domain knowledge, but they don't know how to represent it. They don't know how to speak about it. They don't even know how to tell somebody that they know these things, right? Just basic. So their communication, their motivation to do it, you know, they'll be good with it, but they are like, if I'm getting something out of it, I'll think about it if I'll do it or not, right? So that is second thing. The third, I would say, they don't really go for deep conversation. You know, they'll just, for example, if I've told my employee that you have to do this, and they'll be like, okay. They don't ask question, and if they do, they ask, very basic question. They don't go for deep conversation. I would really, really ask all the these people in this generation that ask question. Unless and until you are not clear, ask question. Otherwise, you are going to make it wrong. Why don't you ask question and make it right? Right? Stress management. I understand that because of competition, market, we all have a lot of stress, right? You need to know your stress busters. Find out your stress busters and they'll be good to go. Because see, risk taking capability, I would say they have a lot better risk taking capability than us, than our generation, right? So I would say you have good qualities, you have great risk taking capabilities, you have great knowledge, you have great support of technology, right? AI, ML, everything. Why don't you use it better?
Great. Your next question is how do you make theoretical concepts and more practical for students?
I believe in experimental and fun learning. Okay. So I try and convert every concept into a case study, a game, something that they would learn by themselves. See, if I teach you a concept, you're going to forget it, trust me. But if I ask you to experience that concept, you're never going to forget, right? So if you remember, whatever happens, you're never going to forget 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Why? Because you have learned it in a fun way, in that song manner, or your teacher might have, made some activity out of it, and you practice it a lot. So that's why you never forget it. I always try and make my content in a game, fun, case study manner, so that they induce the knowledge in themselves. I be a facilitator rather than teacher. Okay, there's a very thin line between that. I try and be a facilitator. I never be that teacher with a stick in my hand. I let them make mistakes. I let them experiment with that knowledge. Okay. Whatever the concept is, whether it is technical, soft skill, I make sure that they get involved with it. It is not a one-way story. It's always a two-way story. We discuss things. We make it a game, and that's how they learn it. So my motto is always that they should have fun with the knowledge. They should enjoy the session. It's not just because if they'll enjoy it, if they discuss with it, if they'll play with it, they are going to learn it and they are going to remember it for a longer period of time. That's what I do.
Nice. Moving ahead, your next question is what methods do you see? Sorry. What method do you use to make your session engaging and impactful?
What? I'm really sorry. Can you come again?
Yes. What methods do you use to make your session engaging and impactful?
Again, same that I try and convert everything. For example, let's say, so in my English module, one of the module is about how do they convert the talk, or how do they convert the sentences from their base language to English, and how do they give speech. So what we do is, one of the activity that we do is that what they have to do is they have to take one song of Bollywood, okay, and they have to convert it into English, and they have to sing that same song converted into English in the same tone, in the same tune of that Hindi song. Now that way they'll choose their favorite song, they'll convert it into it, and then they'll sing into it, but in English. Okay. Then another activity that we do is, what they have to do is they have to choose one scene from a movie, and then they have to convert it into English and perform it in the class. So now see, this particular activity, one, it is going to make their English better. Second, it it is going to, they are going to lose that stage fear. Three, they are going to work in teams, so that team management skill is going to be better. Four, there always be a leader, and every time the leader will be changed, so there will be leadership skill induced. Also, I make random teams. So what we do is, everybody's chit is with me. I make random groups, so they learn how to work with people in different environments. Now, one activity, but there are 5, 6 skills that they are learning, right? So that's how I try and make it engaging. And because it comes with Bollywood and all those song thing, they always enjoy this activities. So I try, and we also discuss case study. They love to argument. This generation love to argue. So what I do is, I'll make teams, and I'll give them a topic, and I'll tell them, okay, now argue with each other, but in English. So what comes is, they'll think of some topic, and then they'll argue with each other. They always love this. So this kind of case studies, debates, they are going to love it if there are activities. We don't even, don't even realize that where 4 hours pass by. So that's how I try and make my trainings interesting.
Okay, great. Moving on next question. How do you design effective training workshop?
Uh, Actually, designing the training workshop is generally based on if it is my personal client or a personal group. Then we do it with need analysis. We go through need analysis, and we try and find out that what they require. Okay, if it is from government-based organization or a government college, their models are already designed. But yes, even though the models are designed, I try and put something of mine. So there will always be some modules which are not in the syllabus, not part of the curriculum, but they are be added because I always feel those are required. For example, emotional quotient, EQ, communication, a little bit of English module. Those are something are always part of my trainings, whatever the training is. Okay, a little bit of etiquette, whether it's email, phone, cubicle etiquette, right? So there are some basic things that should be there in every training, even though it is not given in the curriculum. I always add them. But basically, the trainings are decided on the base of need analysis, what they require in their day-to-day life, or in their corporate part, or in their life.
It sound good. Moving ahead, your next question is, what are the biggest challenges in teaching today generation?
Uh, I would say the biggest one is their focus span is really short. They cannot focus for more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes is also, I feel like I said a little large, uh, higher amount. But then, yes, their focus span is really short, I feel. And that being said, I always have to make sure, or all the trainers would agree that they have to make sure that they keep being interested in what they are doing. If they are interested, they are going to love it. If they are interested, they are going to be in the trainings for longer period of time. Mentally, they cannot go anywhere physically, obviously, because that is compulsory. But then mentally, they are going to be there if they enjoy it, right? So that, and second is they're very dependable on technology. So, for example, if I'll ask them to make an essay or paragraph, they'll always go to AI ChatGPT and they'll think about it and they'll write it from it. I said there is nothing wrong in it. There is nothing. I am computer engineer. I do a lot of my work with AI. Okay, so there is nothing wrong in it. But I always say put your thoughts into it. You know, don't completely rely on ChatGPT or AI. Give it your thoughts, and then maybe you can ask it to write about it. But at least give it your thought. The thought should be your own. Make it right, but make it yours. Okay. So second is this. One is focus, and the second one is this, that they are highly dependable on AI. So, and that's why they cannot, even have a good conversation. A deeper conversation is very difficult for them.
Nice. Moving ahead, your next question is, how do you encourage students to develop self confidence?
I let them find out their strengths. My motive, one of the objective in my trainings is not just induce a knowledge that has been decided in the curriculum. I also make sure that they find out one of their strengths, because see, I cannot build their confidence. Nobody can build your confidence. Confidence only comes from achievement. I know a lot of people say that if you have confidence, you are going to achieve a lot of things. No, it's actually reverse. If you achieve something, you are going to get that confidence. Confidence is not some kind of medicine. I'll take it and I'll be confident, right? By doing, confidence comes by doing. So I let them do a lot of activity. I let them come on stage. I let them perform something. That's how they know that, okay, we are good with it. I'm good with it. I've achieved something. And that's how their confidence builds up. So I believe this in this reverse technology, that if they achieve something, even though it's a small gesture, a small certificate, they are going to be confident about it. If they perform something, they are going to be confident about it. So I let them perform. I let them know their own strengths. And that's how they become confident.
Okay, great. Your next question is, what role does emotional intelligence play in education?
In today's education, probably the biggest one. Because today's generation that is in the universities and schools, they have different kinds of um, stress modules, that I would say. Stress inducers are different way. If I remember, the biggest problem in my school was that for me is that what I'm going to have for my lunch. This generation have different kind of problems. So if I am as a teacher or trainer or facilitator, if I say them that this is not any problem, comparing yourself on the social media and being depressed about it, there is no problem. It's in your head. If I say that way, they are never going to be connected with me and they are never going to share anything with me. And I won't be able to help them. It's just going to be I'm speaking something. If they want to listen, they will. Otherwise, they are not. Okay. So in today's generation, all the professors, all the teachers, all the trainers, we have to understand that if we have that empathy, if we teach them this empathy as well, we can make this world a little better. Whatever is happening around us, you know, a lot of students committing suicides, or because they cannot connect emotionally with themselves. So I always try and connect. A lot of my students feel that I'm their friend. No, I am friendly with them. I'm not their friend, because whenever required I be strict as well. But then yes, I keep that friendly nature with them. The only reason is, if I connect with them better, if I keep that emotional awareness, if I teach them that emotional awareness, they are going to be stronger for the world, for the things that are coming on their way. So I always believe that emotional stability or emotional intelligence is really required on both the parts, for students as well as for teachers, to connect with each other, to understand each other better.
It sounds good. Moving ahead, your next question is, what role do case study in real life example play in your session?
I always try and give my own anecdotes, my own stories, because see, you might have realized that if we give our own stories, the audience connect it with better. They feel okay, they are also like us, so we can learn from them, right? So I always share my own stories, my own struggles, because I have been with a lot of struggle as well. Every person is going through struggles, right? So I share a lot of my own stories. I also share a lot of stories that I have heard from people, from my friends, families, the trainers that I meet, some other colleges, right? So this helps me in understanding the students better. I see the reaction, what kind of reaction they are giving. And from that, I get to know, okay, they can connect because they also are facing the same problems. And then we discuss on it. We also take a lot of case studies from market. If we are taking some kind of topic, we discuss on it. This helps me understand them better and in order to deliver better trainings. So yes, case studies are always a major hit at trainings.
Okay, moving on next question. What's your approach to handling difficult students or participants?
Um, so in all the train, not all, but majorly in every training, I am going to meet. I know that I'm going to meet one or two difficult pieces. Um, there is no, 1, 2, 3 step to handle that. It's like I have to understand that what have made them this way. If they are making a lot of mistakes, mischiefs, if they are being very naughty in the class, or if they are making nuisance in the class, I have to understand why they are doing it. What is the purpose of making that? Whether they want to get noticed, or is it that they don't want to come to the class? So a lot of time it happens that students do this thing, or participants do this thing because they don't want to attend this kind of trainings, because they feel that they are not, it is not required for them. Okay. So if that is the case, I try and make them understand that why they require it, and they are going to realize it. I'm not going to do anything harm to them. Okay. But if I give them the reason, if I give them this objectives, they are going to realize it. Okay. If it is because they want to get noticed, I give them that attention. Okay. I'll make them come to the stage. They'll perform something and they'll be happy. Okay. Everybody noticed. And then they are going to be normal. So it's always that I have to go to that root cause, that why they are behaving what they are behaving. If I get to know that, no case is a difficult case, I would say.
Okay, it sounds good. Okay, and your last question is, how do you incorporate feedback to improve your training programs?
Uh, I always make sure that I take feedbacks, whether it is in written form, survey form, or a lot of oral feedbacks. I always ask them that. Um, after every training, the last 1 hour is for that they have to give me one positive point of the training and one negative point of the training. Okay, it helps me find out what they have enjoyed so that I can incorporate more of those things in the next trainings. And whatever they have given me, that okay, this was one of the things that they couldn't enjoy, I keep that with me so that I can, make myself better on, or I can design my trainings better on that particular part. A lot of times, the negative point comes in that, ma'am, you don't allow latecomers. So in my trainings, no latecomers are allowed. So if I give timing is 8 o'clock, we have to start sharp at 8:05. So we give 5 minutes to buffer. That's it. So a lot of time it comes as, ma'am, you don't allow latecomers. So I make them understand why I don't allow latecomers. Okay, so a lot of time this negative feedbacks or positive feedbacks help me, strategize my trainings better. So yes, I always make sure that I keep them. I take that.
Okay, great. Moving ahead, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to Ms. Puja Thakkar, CEO, AIM CVT, being our guest for today at Conversation with Consultants. Your presence and engagement helped to make it a success. Thank you for providing insight into your inspirational journey. Once again, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it was a great conversation. Even I had got to, know a lot of things that I used to think. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I hope the audience can get something out of it. Thank you.
Further, we
Yeah.
could also like to thank our audience for listening patiently throughout the event. Thank you everyone for joining with us today and hope that everyone has gained some knowledge from this event. Looking ahead, we are excited to announce that our next episode 46 of Conversation with Consultants will be held next weekend. We hope to see you all there. Thank you again and we look to forward reconnecting with you next week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us all social media handles to stay connected with us. Goodbye and have a great day ahead.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.